Hello, Wayne.
Hey John, how are you?
Oh, this is Vince.
Oh Vince, oh gosh, I don't even. Oh geez, I saw my name up there and I didn't see. I looked up literally. I was like, well, that's me and John, and that was a guy's voice. So I forgot to use my link that it comes
Oh,
through
got
as my name. So
it. Okay.
oh goodness, how are you?
I'm good. Well, actually, I have had a horrible cold flu.
Oh no.
Yeah, but last night at 3 in the morning, I woke up. I'm like, oh my God, I feel normal.
Oh
So,
good. Yeah,
but
I hate when those
yeah,
day and then every morning it's like nope, nope. And then you love the morning that it's like, okay, I think I'm good. So
I know. So I got my fingers crossed. My head is a little foggy, but no headache, and I'm not really stuffed up. I'm a little stuffed up.
I'll definitely appreciate you
Yeah,
joining. So
yeah,
we'll give them a couple minutes to see who joins. And
sure.
yeah, we had I'm trying to think, 23, 33, maybe 33 folks watch our first recording.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, and I think this one, I have some folks that are like, oh man, I can't make it, but definitely looking forward to the recording. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah, so we definitely are getting some folks kind of on the back end,
good.
which
And
is
we
always
got some
helpful.
good topics to cover today.
Yeah, no, definitely excited about kind of keeping the 10 20 30 theme
Yeah.
going to get folks interested in using the product. But we'll give them another minute and then we'll get going.
Okay. Just let me know.
You can share screen, right? I don't think
I think so. Let me look.
yeah, I don't think I need to
Yes.
give you. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll give them a minute and then we'll get started.
Okay. Right here.
All right. Actually, didn't realize it was 1 o'clock. That was still 12:59. So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So today we are doing listings to leads 2.0. So we did 1.0 last month. So if you happen to be watching this one, miss that one, the recording is available in the Learning Library and Agent Hub. So log into Agent Hub, go to Learning Library, and you can just search L2L, and then all the recordings will come up. But the last one that we just did, 1.0, will come up, and you certainly can rewatch this. This one will be available later today or tomorrow, depending on when I get the okay that it's finished processing. So we record all of them and put them in the learning library, so you guys can always watch, rewatch, whatever. So today, like I said, we are doing Listings to Leads 2.0. And we're fortunate enough to have Vince with us. So Vince is Listings to Leads. So he started it, and it is, and we're so fortunate. I always say this every single time because when I text him, he says, "Sure, I'll do whatever you want," and I love it, appreciate it. So, but we're very fortunate to have him. So
Yeah.
obviously, he's going to go through his 2.0. He's got a list of things that he's going to cover. We're going to get a little bit more hands-on as we go with this one and then the next one. But we have Vince, so when he
Mm.
gets done, or if he pauses, and if you have a question, please, just all I can say is take advantage of having him on the call. But if for some reason someone on the call, I'm kind of looking through, I'm not 100% sure. If someone doesn't have access to Listings to Leads yet, just let me know. You have to just ask me directly. I need a few things, and then I can set you up in the system. So just kind of think about that as we go. But otherwise, I'm going to hand it over to you, Vince, and thank you again for being on with us.
Of course, of course. Well, good morning, everybody. And yeah, listings to leads, we've been doing this for 15 years now. My buddy Scott and I started this originally with one tool. It was one-click posting to Craigslist. So if you've been in the industry for a while, you might remember that Craigslist was a hotbed of lead gen. And we were so good at it that we took that kind of technology and applied it to everything that realtors do. And what that means is, you know, real estate agents, they are doing things all the time. They're sending emails, they're creating videos, they're sending information out, but there's no lead capture involved in that. And that's really where we feel like the industry lacks. And so if you start to use our tools, you're going to find that everything we've designed is designed to build your brand or capture leads, buyer leads or seller leads. Whether you have listings or even if you don't have listings, we're going to help you get buyer leads and seller leads. So before we dive in, I'm going to kind of go over what we are going to chat about. And feel free if there's something that you think you need, let me know and we'll add it to this today, right? But I want to cover open house marketing, how to create a landing page. You actually have unlimited landing pages in your account, and there are a lot of landing pages that we create via a template. So you could create a landing page for expireds, for FISBOs, for what is your home worth. They're already created. You just got to go in and click a button and do it. Um, and then how to create Facebook ads. This is actually one of the most important things. Yes. Is there a question there? So I think actually creating Facebook ads is probably one of the most effective ways of growing your business. And that's because, like I said, we've been doing this for 15 years. And when we start getting into the system in just a couple minutes here, you're going to see like, oh, there's lead capture there. Oh, there's lead capture there. But the way that when somebody goes to one of our forums, we will always ask them what's your name, email, and phone number. And a lot of people don't even want to put their email in there. And many more people don't want to put a phone number in. And you might find the setting where you can require a phone number, right? And at that point, you'd have like zero leads. But when you're using Facebook art with our software, when they see an ad, this window pops up and it has their name, phone number, and email already sitting there, pulled from their profile. So they're accurate and nobody had to type it. All they had to do is click a button and say, yes, submit my info. So if if you're just trying to sell a house and you want to market it, definitely use our system. It's powerful. It's going to make you look like a rock star. If you're trying to grow your business or double or triple it, well, then you're going to want things where you can start to really talk to more people. And I think Facebook is a place where you really got to focus. And the last thing is we got really this cool listing presentation that we've had, but we just transformed it into a platform called Flipbook, which means you can open it on your laptop and just sort of swipe through, and it looks so slick. And the listing presentation itself it's almost bulletproof. You almost can't lose a listing because everything we're doing automatically, branded to you on every page, it's impressive and it's hard to compete with. So that's already sitting in the accounts. I'm going to show you where you can get those. And then lastly, and this is really, I think, a really exciting story right now, and that is AI text follow-up. And when you think about capturing leads, I think, and especially we talk about Facebook, and I've talked to realtors for 15 years now. Let's say, oh, that's not a good lead. I called them and they're not even interested, right? And, just when it comes to lead conversion, there's three ways of approaching a lead: phone calls, emails, and text. And without wasting a lot of time, texting is the number one way of converting a lead. You don't drop a big paragraph on them. You just ask simple questions. And that's what AI text follow-up does. And right now it's closing 9% of our leads, 9% of our Facebook leads to a phone call. And we're giving the conversation back to the agent. Something I'll show you, it's very valuable. It is an add-on, but it's something that you might want to consider depending on what you're doing with your business, right? If you're really trying to grow and double, that's probably worth the investment. We'll dive a little bit more into that, but let's talk about the first thing, which is open house marketing. So the one thing about open house marketing is, well, it's to us, it's just another status of a listing, right? So we have your listing hits when it hits your account when it's just listed. And then you might go in and save. Let's go over to the listings page to do this. You might go in and say, well, I want to save an open house. I'm going to have an open house on that, right? If you're putting it in the MLS, I would tell you to go in here and save it here, right? And let me just show you this one here has an open house. This is the symbol. So I'm going to click. Well, before I go in here, I want to state this. There's a button up here that says add listing. And there are a lot of agents who will sit in an open house for the listing agent. It's not their listing, but they're going to sit there. And if they find some business, great. And if you're a person doing that, by all means, pay attention to what I'm going to show you right now. You can grab the listing, pull it in your own account, and then you can mark it. This one here and so you can run a Facebook ad, right? Remember, I was saying that's a big deal. If you've got your social media auto posting turned on, we're going to automatically post it to your socials for you. And there's going to be a landing page behind it, right? So this says open house. And I'm going to click on this. This is telling us that we've already posted. So let's just go look at what we are automatically posting. This is free, by the way. When you set up your account, this is Facebook. And it says it's by Granite Bay Homes. That's our little demo account, right? It's going to be sponsored by you. And it says, hey, open house, wherever it is. And if somebody clicks on this, we're going to pull them to a page that looks like this. And this page is loaded with lead capture that is driving leads back to you. If somebody clicks on continue with Facebook, we grab their name and email and we deliver it to you. And then the person can find out everything about the open house and, of course, join you, right? So that's something that you definitely want to, you know, just take advantage, just share it for free to your social media accounts, right? And we do that automatically. I do want to just not skip this, but if you click on Facebook and Instagram and I'm going to assume you've connected your Facebook ad account, all you do is click that button and we write everything. All you have to do is click that. Now, if you want, you could go over here and say, there's something special. I'm going to click in this box and, there's something unique that's not showing here. You could type it right here and boom, create ad. There are a couple of other things you can do here. You could say, hey, you know what? I want to market in this other big city that people move here from, right? So if I typed in Chicago, and I'm sure it's a different city in here, but you can put in multiple cities if that's, if you think that's relevant to the home that has an open house. I think sometimes open houses, you really got to concentrate on people that are probably within 30 miles of where you are, maybe an hour. But another great thing, you see this is a template, and over here it says change template. So there are different templates, right? And if you want, you can click through there. But I think one thing that is really great is if you click this button that says change image video, there's two things you can do here. One, you can upload a video. So if you've invested in like videography, right? You got a really beautiful video of the home, upload that, and that's going to sorry, I'm looking for something here. That's going to replace that static image with the with the video, which is really strong. Now, I'm going to kind of use these images. And what I think is great is that you can make a carousel ad. So if you don't have a video, this is a more effective ad. And that way, when people see it, they can scroll through and get a better idea of what the house has to offer. And ideally, they respond more to the ad. Okay. That you don't have to do these things. Sometimes they're better, but I'm just letting you know these are the options that you have. Just click create ad. You could have literally just clicked that button and click create ad, and that would have worked too, right? But these are ways that you can improve your results. Now, there's also this, if you're the listing agent, right? It's your listing and you're doing an open house, we email you a tool that looks like this. And I think this tool is often really confusing, like you don't know what it is. And so when you get this email and it says something about seller social media, forward this information to your client and say, hey, uh, call them, right? And say, hey, I just sent you an email. Would you put this on your wall? I've got it in MLS, I'm doing here, I've run ads, I've done all these things. And why do you want to use this? You want to use this, one, to sell a house, find more people, right? But two, if you like referrals, what's happening here, you see my name is Vincent Meza, right? But this is actually going to be your client saying, "Hey, we're having an open house, and Carolyn King is doing a lot a lot of marketing, right?" So this tool, it's not a paid ad; it sits there forever, and it's telling all of your current clients, friends and family and colleagues, that you are their realtor. So if you like referrals, you want to use this tool, right? And the interesting thing is because it's not a paid ad, it lives there forever. And I don't know if you spend time on Facebook. I certainly spend time on Facebook, but there are a lot of people who don't. They kind of check in every once in a while. And these tools here can actually generate both buyer and listing leads months after the person posted, right? Because somebody logs in later and says, oh, so and so sold their house. Oh, I'll click on that. Oh, free home value. Okay. And that's how it works. But while we're talking about open house, we email this tool to you when it's just listed. If you save the open house, you get another one like this. When you close the house, you sold it. You definitely want to use that because hey, we just sold our house and we want to recommend Ben Neal. And um, here is his name and email and phone number. So that email and phone number will be sitting right here in front of all of his friends and family and colleagues. This is great if you like referrals, right? If we keep going down here, the one tool that I absolutely want everybody to be using is this one. And it's funny, you remember I said a couple minutes ago that you can borrow listings. So maybe you're going to sit on somebody's open house. Well, one of our clients did that. She borrowed a listing. She was sitting on somebody's open house, and she comes over here, turns this on. This gets some sold data in by the zip code. So that's kind of nice to turn that on. And let me show you what happened. So she used this to door knock the neighborhood, right? A couple days before the event and just say, hey, we're having an open house and you know how agents like to do. And it says, here's our open house, right? Scan, text if you want. But that's going to affect your home value. And you can go here and get your free home value. Now, this page is already created for you. This piece of paper is already created for you. All you have to do is print it and get it in the neighborhood. I will say that this is our number one tool for getting high quality listings. It has been for many years. Our clients typically mail this to people when they have this property is just listed. It's going to say, hey, this home just listed. And then you mail this out to 100 people with more than 6 years equity, 5 years equity, whatever you want, right? But when the home is sold, our clients mail it again. So I think we talked about this last time, so I don't want to go too far into it today. But that is the number one tool to get more listings. And that lady who borrowed that listing walked the neighborhood with this. And by the time she sat at that open house, already had her own listing from that piece of paper. Okay. So you can do that. And, just a little bit more along that line. Let's say that there's a farm market that you really want to build, but you don't actually have any listings. You could borrow a listing, pull it in, as long as you're following the local rules, pull it in, and you'd have all these tools to really market that farm area that you're trying to do. So let's go down the list. Postcards, yeah, circle prospecting scripts. Okay. If you've got a deep database of leads, like somewhere, Wayne, what is everybody using the same CRM?
We do have a main CRM, Moxie Engage, obviously,
Yeah,
so that's a core, and
yeah,
obviously some agents,
yeah.
yeah, can kind of use their own.
So if you have a lot of leads, and a lot is like, well, definitely if you have over 200, right? Some people have thousands, and copy the code, which is the HTML code for this, and blast it out, right? Because you're telling your current leads that are sitting in your CRM that you have an open house. If they click on this link, this photograph, they're going to become a buyer lead on an open house. If they scroll down, it says when a home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. If they click on here, they're going to become a listing lead. They can also see your reviews and get your home value here. So this one flyer is loaded with call to actions, right? Now we also have database call scripts if you want to get on the phone and work the phones, great. We do create single property websites and virtual tours if you want to kind of share these and get the word out a little bit more on your socials, you can. Um, and then here we've got an open house sign-in form, and this is actually we're seeing a lot of good results with this. I saw a couple things recently in the mastermind group that I want to kind of share with you. One, first, our clients are using this page. We call it an open house sign-in form. And so if you have it sitting on a laptop or an iPad and you say, hey, when you're done, we'd really like your feedback, right? Everybody, ever since Yelp, everybody feels like their feedback is just super valuable. So they're going to say, yeah, let me give you my feedback. And they can scan there, they can click anywhere, and it's just got a couple of questions, right? And I think, yeah, I'm not filling it out, but I think the next question is, okay, what's your contact info, right? I think, and it asks, do you know, it asks, I think it's just the next page is your contact info. And at that point, we're going to send them a mobile optimized website of that home, and that mobilized website can capture leads as well. And you're going to have a lead, right? So that's a good way rather than just getting to write down right there, like having an electronic way of capturing leads. And it's something that people like to do, actually. Another interesting thing that I saw somebody do is he took the QR code, and that QR code is that QR code, and he printed it on a piece of paper and just put it on the front door of the house, an open house. And he said, the owners would love for you to please sign in on this page. And that was it. Right. And so he was able to capture leads that way as well. So there's a lot of ways we make some really powerful technology, right? If you use it, it's going to benefit your business. But a lot of our clients think of things that Scott and I do not think of, right? And so it's great. That's why you need to be in the mastermind group because you're going to see people doing things. So I'll say one more thing. And remember, I mentioned Craigslist, like that was our number one tool. And if you've been in the industry, you might remember that Craigslist was a big situation. And Craigslist, I want to say it's been 7 years now. They changed their whole website to where tools like ours would not work. And the whole real estate industry flipped out. Back then, Keller Williams used to just train their agents to hammer Craigslist all the time, and it was kind of relentless. And I think that's one of the reasons why Craigslist changed the interface. But so they changed their interface. You can't actually put links and call to actions in like the way we do. We do still have a way to get there. What I do want to tell you is when they made that change, realtors like you left the scene. They left that site. But that site, I think, is still the number 16th most traffic site in the United States. So your target market didn't go anywhere. They're still going there because that's the way they like to to buy things, right? They go look at used cars there and they go look at whatever, right? Apartments and things like that. Craigslist is really a great deal. And I've actually got a client who has an office in South Carolina, and he's like, we had to hire a new inside sales team to deal with the volume of Craigslist leads that we're getting because we're now continually putting things there. And it's so difficult to get the lead that if the person actually gets to you, they're legit, right? There used to be a lot of scams on Craigslist, and just the way that they changed their site, that's changed. So that's open house marketing. If you have questions, please let me know. Let's jump into creating a landing page. And we do that over here in the landing page section. Okay. And hopefully I'm not going too slow. Um, One thing you should know is you get a bunch of landing pages automatically. You get free home values. I don't know if this is the photo. I think there's a more generic kind of suburban street look that it's what everybody gets. Scott's in here always like doing demos and stuff, so he changes it. But if you're the point that I'm trying to say is whatever photograph is here, you might want to make sure that that looks like your area, right? And if you want, you can click edit and you can change that because we automatically embed this page on many of your tools. So if you've got a single property website, if you have a virtual tour, if you have our client review page, it's all like this page keeps showing up because we're always, if you're looking at anything related to real estate, do you need your home value, right? So anyway, right here, you can change this photo, right? Should be about 2,000 pixels wide, upload it, save it. There you go. But you also get down payer assistance. And Wayne, is new construction a thing in your area?
It is in definitely a few of the markets for sure.
Okay, okay. So you can do a couple of things. Well, first of all, let me go through here. Like we do have an iBuyer, cash offer kind of landing page if you want to kind of go out. You can share that for free and just see, if anything works. The whole thing is that we're creating a lot of tools. We actually created this about 2 months ago because one of our clients created this herself. And she's like, you know what? People are getting lowballed. And I send this to them, they want to list with me. So we were like, wow, can we, share this with our clients? And so we have. So this is sitting in your account right now. And um, besides that, if you click on create landing page, you will see that property valuation plus is the instant home value. iBuyer is the cash buyer. FSBOs, we have landing page for FSBOs, right? Landing page for expireds. Avoid foreclosure, short sale, right? If that's becoming an issue. If you want to do something custom, right? Wayne, can you think of something custom that somebody would want to do, like for buyer or seller? Maybe we should start with that one.
Um,
Is there like a community that you might want to do?
I
Like,
mean, we do have an office in a whole community down like Fort Myers Beach,
yeah,
which
yeah.
so that could be an idea of something, just
Well, let's kind of tackle it the way there are a few ways to hit that one, right? Fort Myers Beach, right? So property valuation plus is an instant home value. And you just type in the name of your town, whatever it is, and create landing page. Now, when we do this, it's going to create a very generic looking page. We'll see it in just a second. And what I mean by generic is there's a coffee cup and a laptop and a pen and a piece of like a notepad. And you got to think of what you're going to try to do here. You're going to try and put this landing page in front of people and ask them for their address and full contact information. And if there is no photo that's going to instill trust with them, you might not have a lot of success. So if you go here to the editor and you upload an image from Fort Myers Beach, this thing would be ready to rock. And then you go over here to marketing tools and notice you can run an ad on Facebook. It's the first thing. Now, it's already going to see the image on the landing page. So if you update your image, it's going to reflect that. I wonder if Fort Myers Beach, yeah, you just go like that, and that's going to create an ad for that. And ideally, you got a really sweet photograph of Fort Myers Beach in there. And you could say, what is your home? Recent homes have changed. You could add some stuff. You could say, um, 5 homes have already sold this year or whatever like that. You could say, give some stats that's going to make people think, oh, okay, I got it. That's it, right? You just click create ad. Now, I do want to say this that I do live training every week for all of our clients, and you are always invited. And with that training, I do a class called Top Tools for More Listings. I just did one, I think, I don't know what day it is, yesterday. and and I talk about a lot of things like, home value adds and things like that. And there are some pluses and minuses to this. And if you really want to be successful, I recommend that you learn a little bit about Top Tools for More Listings and also Facebook and Google ads, because I'm kind of highlighting a lot of stuff here. I'm not going too deep. You just click create ad. These leads are kind of pricey when you're trying to get listing leads. They're about $15 each. You divide 15 into 50, expect 3 leads. But you can also, there's an e-flyer for your database. So once you've created that, you could take that over to Moxie, blast it on your leads. You can share it for free on social media. If you've got a big following, great. You can also take the landing page and share it. There are a lot of people who share it in like small groups on social media that they just want to have it out there and say, hey, just letting you know. And one thing that one of our clients has done is, and this goes along the line of how to get more listings. He creates this landing page and then he downloads this door hanger. Okay. And a lot of our clients are starting to do this now. And he takes it to Vistaprint. And because he says if you print these in a batch of 1,000, it's really cheap. And then he just walks the neighborhood. He doesn't even door knock. He just hangs them because you can see right there, it just says, hey, get your free home value. Pretty simple. Scan that. There you go. By the time he gets home, every time he does this, he's got listing leads. That's a pretty effective way of doing that, especially if you're able to walk certain, a neighborhood, things like that. And one last thing I want to say about creating this kind of landing page. We actually there are so many coaches who are talking about this, but there's this one lady named, I think her name is Amanda Albright, and she is a coach. She's a realtor, but she coaches somehow, or like group coaching. And we have people sign up every week, not a lot, because she says, hey, I have this QR code from listings to leads, and everything I print, I put that on there. I say scan for a free home value, right? So whatever she's printing, it could be an open house, it could be this or that. She always has that there. And she goes, you know what? I am just getting listings all the time from that because I've been doing this for years. And so if you've got a long-term view of your business, this could be a really great way. You want to create your favorite, kind of farm market page, right? Whatever that target market is, and then really use these tools to get them out there. A Google ad is super smart when creating a landing page like that, right? And all you do is type in Fort Myers, right? Beach, and boom, create ad. Now, I had to save that, but you want to save that and make sure you're doing the colors right. So let's go back here. And I also want to point out, because a lot, as you can tell, creating landing pages are pretty easy here, right? We already have them. If you want to go out and try to approach FSBOs, we've got a great landing page for FSBOs, right? Let's see it. I might actually, instead of creating a bunch, but you could create a FSBO landing page for Fort Myers Beach, right? Let's look at it real quick. It says selling your home, yourself. Would you like these free tools? If they say yes, they click on whatever. And click yes, great. Well, give us your contact information. And at that point, you can reach out, you can start a dialogue. And you may not know this, but the average FSBO is handed to a realtor within 2 months in the United States. And that's because they just get tired of dealing with this. There's also a whole lot of risk. But if you're the realtor who is helping them with their marketing, you're probably going to be the realtor who gets that listing. So, you can find FSBOs many places, Craigslist, Zillow, you might have another third-party service, but that's already sitting there waiting for you. You just go create landing page, type in Fort Myers, just click on FSBO, Fort Myers Beach, and boom, it's going to create a FSBO page for Fort Myers. And let's see. I do want to show you this though, just in case, because just like that, we have another one for expireds. But just so you know, like I think one thing that people do, I am impressed by the custom landing pages that people create. So you can create something completely custom, and I'm going to create something Fort Myers Beach for sellers, right? So we created a home value page, right? But you might have a different value proposition. You may know something because you've focused on Fort Myers Beach for a long time, and you might have some significant, information to share. You could create this page and let's go. Yeah. What's this? Oh, this is the editor. And when we get you to the editor, it's going to tell you right over here on the right, like click lead form text to update this text. What does that mean? Over here is lead form text, right? Um, Fort Myers Beach. Expert, because you're an expert, right? And you fill this in with whatever you want. Um, and whatever you put here, it's going to replace this text with what I have here. And I'm trying not to waste too much time, so I'm not going to create a big story here. But you can change that. You can change that background picture, right? And once you've done that, just like everything else, you're going to be able to market it with Facebook ads, right? Or with Google ad or with a social media post, right? And again, I want to kind of reiterate this. Let's if we look at this page and it says get free information, right? You would have filled this out, put your address, put your phone number, send the information. People don't feel like giving phone numbers on websites at all. They just don't. You can ask, but I mean, I just don't know if that's going to happen. However, if you ran an ad on Facebook, they would be clicking yes and giving you their name, phone number, and email because it's pulled automatically from their profile. They didn't have to type it in, it's just sitting there. So if you're trying to grow your business, you definitely want to be thinking about Facebook ads. If you're just trying to market your listings and maybe get an extra listing here and there, just use our tools. You don't have to focus as much um, on Facebook. But if you're trying to like grow that, then definitely um, Facebook is going to be the place to go. So let's go look over here. So that's kind of, are there any questions about landing pages? There are more landing pages, but I think you understand there are templated ones and you can do custom ones as well. So,
Yeah,
and then,
Vince,
yeah,
real quick, just so I always throw out like Fort Myers Beach and, it's like,
mm,
well, look, we're not all on Fort Myers Beach. Like
yeah,
that process there, I mean, a certain neighborhood in Cincinnati or Columbus or Cleveland, gear it towards condominiums, gear it towards high end, gear it towards, hey, the
yeah,
perfect price point right now is 350,000 in your market. Gear it toward, you know what I mean? So it
yeah,
like, so you kind of mentioned Fort Myers Beach and it's like, oh man, but I'm not on Fort Myers Beach, or I don't
yeah,
have that, or I don't have experience with high end. Well, target your neighborhood, so
yeah,
that's a kind of the perfect idea with that. And then I just want to mention, like we're talking about ads and Vince said $50. So I didn't mention this in the beginning because I forgot. This platform is free to you. We pay for it. It doesn't cost you anything to hop in here and grab things. When Vince mentions, hey, $50 for Facebook, that goes directly to Facebook. Doesn't go to us, doesn't go to Vince, goes to Facebook. So the platform's free. Anything you want to do within it. Obviously, when you talk about, spending money on an ad, it boosts it in Facebook. It stays to the top. You can target it wherever you want, like Vince was mentioning, but that money goes directly to them. So it's not nothing, no cost for us nothing goes to us, nothing goes to Vince, it goes right to Facebook. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to
100%.
kind of
Yeah,
say that again and make sure everyone knows, like, we're giving you the tool, but
yeah,
some parts of it where there is some upgrades within um,
the
listings to
platform.
leads, as Vince mentions, yes,
Yeah,
but as far as doing everything he's doing right now, if you spent the 50, it's not coming to us.
yeah. And there's no percentages coming to us either. It's going to charge your credit card on your Facebook ad account, and it'll be sponsored by you. So it's actually terrific for your branding. I don't know, you're spread out across the country, and I don't know how many agents each of you are competing with, but it's usually somewhere between 3 and 30,000 agents, right, in your local market. So how do people know that you are a realtor, right? Besides your friends and family and a few people that you've done business with, who really knows that? When you run an ad for $50 on Facebook, if you're looking for buyer leads, probably 3 to 4,000 people will see that ad in a 7-day period. And they're going to recognize that you're a realtor. If you run an ad for $50 on trying to get seller leads, probably 1 to 2,000 people will see you, because it's just the cost is different on that. So it's really, I think one thing I do mention it because of capturing leads with phone numbers, but for building your brand, I honestly don't think there's a better place. We have many long-term clients who, they kind of juggle 5 listings at a time, right? And this one guy, he's like, you know what? I just keep running 2 ads a week on my properties, maybe 3. And we've been doing it so long with your system that now just people are calling me because they're like, hey, I know you're the realtor here and I need your help. That's really what you want. You want your brand. You want people to know that you are the person to help them in real estate. So that's not lead capture, that's brand awareness. And I don't think there's a better place to do that than Facebook, especially for the money. So let's go back to our list. Oh yeah, so that's like Facebook ads, and I did show you how to create an ad on the open house. You can create ads here. Just let's go over to the ad section here, and if you click on this button, you can see you can create a listing ad. If you create an ad on a property that is early stage, like just listed, active, open house, you're going to get buyer leads. If you get that listing into contract or pending or sold, the same listing is now going to capture seller leads. And this, when you market a home that is sold on Facebook or pending, this is a pending home. This, well, let me just say, you see how it's a $50 ad. The cost per lead that Facebook sets on average is $7 a lead when a home is sold. So if this says, hey, this home sold, it's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value. That's what it's sold. This one is pending, right? Though if this was sold, Facebook would say, okay, $70, $7 a lead on average. So you divide 7 into 50, you'd get 7 leads. We have seen when people are doing pending and under contract ads that the lead cost drops to like $3, even $5. It's worth testing because your dollars go further and they're getting leads with name, email, and phone number. Now, I want to just click in here. You never have to do this. Um, let's go here. You never have to do this, but I just want you to understand. You know how I'm saying, like, hey, you're going to get name, email, and phone number. You see right here, it says what's your time frame to sell, and it's going to say 3 months, 6 months, just dreaming. Um, the next page is this, and this is sitting already populated. When we're looking at it in this format, it's just telling us this is what's going to happen. When a consumer sees this on Facebook, this whole thing is open and it's already pre-filled from their profile. Nobody is typing anything in. And that's what's so powerful about it, because I can tell you, I mean, from 15 years of experience, if you lay this out on the market anywhere, like you mail stuff, you most likely will never get a phone number, right? But if you take the exact same thing and you run it out on Facebook, every lead's going to have a name, email, and phone number. So that's, me beating the horse on that one. So let's talk about the listing presentations. Um, this is really cool. I think our clients are really getting excited about this. And it's something that you should absolutely be using. So we've had this listing presentation for years, and I'm sure that you have one that, Wayne and everybody over there has built. And you want to have a look at this because we have a listing presentation that is, how do you say it? It's kind of bulletproof. It's really hard to compete against everything here. It's going to be branded you on every page. It's going to say everything that you're doing, right? Paid ads, like I've been talking about, social media marketing, YouTube, print, all these things that we're doing. It's not talking about listings to leads. It's talking about you and your company. Okay. So in order to, do all of these things, most agents cannot do this, right? You fortunately have us, and we do this stuff for you automatically. The only thing we're not doing automatically is running ads for you. That being said, you can have us run ads automatically for you. I never really recommend that because then unless your budget is, totally comfortable doing that. We do have clients who run $500 a month on various listings, and it just says, anytime I have an open house just listed or just sold, run that. And they don't have to touch it, right? But not everybody can do that. So that's the print thing. And so you might want to have that handy for you, right? But we just pushed it in this view here, which is called Flipbook. And this is pretty cool too, because now you can, if you're presenting, you can kind of go through here. And this makes it a little more slick, right? And it goes through everything, even more than what I've said today. It does a lot, right? So that's cool because that's always there. However, you can actually add a listing. So let's say you got a listing lead and you're going to go on a listing presentation. I recommend that you add the listing manually right here. And you only need a few data fields. The ones that are red, you need that, right? You put in a little thing and you put one photo in there, right? Just one photo. So go take your smartphone, drive in front of that house before you're going to do that presentation, and boom, save that and make the status a listing presentation. We will not auto post it. We won't do all kinds of things because we know you're just working this listing. But here's the cool thing. I have one right here that's already been baked. If I click on market listing, I do have the downloadable page right here, right? And this one, just like the flip book, has the house that you took the picture with embedded every time you see, like, hey, Facebook ad, your house, social media marketing, your house, right? So this is relevant to the actual homeowner you're speaking to, a lot more relevant. And another cool thing about this is you see these QR codes, you can say, hey, homeowner, why don't you scan this right now with your phone? And we will, boom, send them a link. They click on it and they're going to be looking at a mobile optimized website. And you can say, hey, I'm already working on this to help you, right? This is just really, it's hard to compete against this. That is a listing presentation status. If you're going on a listing presentation, I highly recommend you do that. Okay. You create a listing, you save it as a status as a listing presentation. Also, download this and leave this behind. This is the printable PDF version. You know, when you're face to face at the table, show them Flipbook, talk about all your value, leave that printed one there, and they're going to have a good reminder of everything that you're bringing to the table. Pretty simple there. But boy, our clients are loving that right now. And then what is this landing page? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is another way of getting people to download it, I guess. Um, I don't know if it's really relevant for a particular home like this, but the generic one that's, not about a home, that's definitely that landing page you can market and you can get people to download it. And they have to give you contact information to download it. So the last thing I have in mind to chat about is this section here, this follow-ups and leads. So, you know, Scott and I continually watch what is going on the internet or outside the internet. Wherever we can help our clients grow their business, we're going to ferret it out and embed it in this platform so that you have to stay with us, right? That's really why we do it. And so if years ago people were talking to us about Snapchat. Oh, Snapchat, I got to be there, whatever. And it didn't move the needle, didn't help anybody. So we just stayed away from it. We were talking about AI for 2 years. We talked to companies that were totally boondoggles trying to rip us off. But one thing that we know now is we capture more leads per uh, for agents than any other company out in the country, and at a cost that is ridiculously low. And so our goal is, now that we know that we're really good at that, we're actually about to improve the website. We're rebuilding the website, so it's going to have a fresh look and feel, which is a heavy lift. But we're also going to be working on these two pages right here, follow-ups and leads. And this is going to be kind of smashed together and called pipeline, because we want to help people turn their leads into business. And I've talked to agents who literally never follow up with their lead. They're like, "Oh yeah, I got 20 leads, right? Okay, well, what's happening? Oh, I don't know. I just don't feel like I should be calling them." I'm like, "Well, I don't know what you're thinking is going to happen, but all that being said, last year we found a really awesome technology, which is AI text follow-ups. And you can and it says, what's the assistant's name? There's a whole bunch of names, right? You're like, and it'll say, hey, uh, I'm Drew. I'm Wayne's assistant, right? And I have some questions for you. I saw you just responded to open house. And AI itself is reportedly really intelligent, like super, mind-blowing intelligent. I don't know if I really believe that, but I can tell you this software has closed 9% of our leads to a phone call. And most of you are very comfortable on the phone. You know how to convert a phone call. So if you are going to try to grow your business and focus on Facebook leads so you have more phone numbers, so you have more people to talk to, you might think, call them, speed the lead, call them. But you know what? Speed the lead was created long before cell phones was created. And nobody wants, and now, God, every time my phone rings, half the time it says spam, right? And Lord knows, every time you answer the phone, there's some risk of you getting scammed. Scott's wife, who's also our partner here, she got scared away her phone number, her social security number. She was so scared on the phone. And so there's just so much nonsense that phones are not that good. And so if you want to go research lead conversion, you will find that the three main avenues to approach a lead are phone, email, and text. And short story, text is the number one most effective way to do it. So you don't have to use our AI, but please, if you're using our Facebook ads, text these people with simple questions back and forth, just like you would have a conversation. Don't save a big paragraph and dump it on them when you get that lead. Nobody wants that. I myself don't read anything more than 3 lines. And my friends know that. I'm just like, I just delete it. If you send me a big thing, I'm just deleting it. But that's just how I am. I'm poor, but when same thing is, if you just ask them, hey, I saw you're looking at that open house, it's in Fort Myers Beach or wherever, Omaha, is that the city for you, or are there some others that you're thinking? And you just ask questions back and forth. Well, this AI, this it can will be doing exactly that. And if people start talking about sports or the weather, it's going to go along that story and get it back. We're frankly really excited that it can close 9% of the leads to a phone call. We think that's awesome. So it's worth thinking about if you are there. Are there any questions? That's me kind of going for a while. Um, since I don't see any questions, but feel free. I want to talk about one more thing because I don't think I did before. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have reviews somewhere on the internet. And, you know, our motto is to get you more leads. So yeah, we think we can get more leads for you with your reviews. So we actually make a website that showcases your reviews. You can customize it. You can add reviews automatically here. You can sweep them in from Zillow, Google testimonial tree. But you might have some reviews over on Facebook that you can copy over and or maybe Yelp or something like that and save it. And all of those reviews, they end up on certain marketing tools for your listings. Like if you have a single property website, they will be there. But we also create this unique tool called a client review website. And let me show you ours. It won't have this video. This is some agent who's killing it with our system. But you see all your reviews, right? And we also have our marketing plan. This is basically the PDF guide and the flipbook presentation. If somebody wants to download that, they can. They just got to give you their contact information, right? So again, we're using your reviews to capture leads. You can snap into YouTube. Maybe you got a YouTube video of somebody, talking about how awesome you are, or just you talking about your market, right? We didn't get too much into PDF guides, but there are 80 PDF guides. They are branded to you on every page, and people can download them right here as long as they give you their contact information. So again, we're still on the client review website. And what's going on here? And your listings. So if your listings are here, yeah, you can click on this. You're going to be drawn to the single property website for that listing. And I think you already know this. This is just loaded with lead capture designed to deliver leads to you, right? So that's all just on a client review website. So what do you do with this? When you get a review and somehow you've got some tickler, get copy this whole link. And this means that you have to really be leveraging Facebook as a in your business. And so this might take a couple steps. First, what I'm trying to say is you need to be friends with your clients. And so if you look at the listing presentation, it sounds so much, there's a lot in there about social media. When you get in that, if they're going to list with you, hey, I want to be friends with you on Facebook so that we can share some things. Okay, great. Well, once the home is sold or you help somebody buy, you can now, and they got the review there, um, you know, you do this. Give me a second. And you would obviously sugarcoat it more than I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this out there and post. And I forgot to do one thing. You tag your client. They are your friend. You tag your client. Why would you tag your client? Because all of their friends and family are going to see that you were their realtor. And if they have any interest in real estate, they're going to click on that and that's going to bring them here. And you know that this is already fully designed to capture leads for you. So if you are gathering reviews, I definitely recommend leveraging that tool as well. So I think that's all I really know.
Well, it's just a little bit. I can't tell you how many times I heard the words capture leads.
Right.
Every page, like, so literally every page, free, pay an ad, do a door knocker, do review, like capture lead, like so. In we get messages every day, like I need more leads, I need more leads. So I mean, it's literally the perfect tool to spend nothing, make it work. Spend $100, spend 500, spend whatever you want to, but so many options to capture leads. So I absolutely love that. Love the brand awareness like you talked about that.
Yeah.
Like everything is you. It's branded to you.
Yeah.
So these are the tools I have. So it's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that, hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. I know that was kind of a lot of info in 1 hour. Um, I do want to remind you that we do have this channel here that you can really spend some time, looking at this. And one thing that I recommend, I certainly appreciate that you're hanging out and spending an hour with us here and listening to me yammer on for an hour. But my partner Scott has been doing something since last fall, and that's creating 1 minute shorts. And so if you like Instagram, go follow us on Instagram or follow our shorts here on YouTube. And we get so much feedback from our clients in our mastermind group or via email that we share, what's working right now, right? And so if you want like 1 minute bites of, an action that you can do, check that out, right? Go sign up there. I'm also going to leave you. Sometimes I talk about this pretty often. I want to share this with you.
About 2.2 additional transactions per thing. Right now, it's listings to leads is what we're recommending all of our team members to use, and they're like high adopters. There's an easy button to run Facebook ads. There's an easy button to run Google ads. There's a checklist in terms of print marketing, like a nearby homeowner letter that can go out and invite people to our catered and food truck open houses. And it's just a stick to the checklist that they have in terms of building business. And this is honestly how we have scaled to getting about 2.2 additional transactions per listing. So I would say that's the one tool that we would not be able to live without. And I recommend that to people on our team that are joining to use, and anybody outside of our team. If they ask me like, how are you doing it? We're open plate getting about.
Yeah, and that guy's name is Dustin Fox, and it's going to bring us I'm going to bring us back to the mastermind group. If you're not in the mastermind group, if you go into your account, there's a marketing calendar, and this calendar has like an activity you can do once a day. There's only one activity a day. We give you the instructions, we give you where to do it, and deep details. So you got things here, but up here it says resources. And here you can follow us on Instagram to watch those shorts. You can get to our YouTube channel. You can join our mastermind group, right? All from this page. But I want to tell you a little story because if you watch my class about top tools for more listings, you will find that I talk about these four people: Pat Motley, Dustin Fox, and Chris Winstead and Brian Mathewson. And I want to just tell you his story because as you're spending time to learn about us, I think this will help you understand why you might want to do that. You see, this is in 2018. A year earlier, I think 2 years earlier, I signed their company. They had 300 agents. They're just south of DC. And he learned about the nearby homeowner, right? And he just mentioned in that little video. And he says, hey, this is our highest ROI. We sent out 250 of these and we got 10 listings for 17 grand commission each, right? He's like, that's our best ROI. At what I didn't know, but he was very vocal in the mastermind group for like a couple of years after this. And we did a call with him. And because he was sharing so much, and he said, I want to share this, I want to do this call because I have only been 2 years in the business. I went from 5 to 20 million in production. And he said, in 2 years, and he said 80% of my business is coming from your tools, which I was like, wow, that's awesome. How much time do you do to pull that off? And he says 2 hours a week. I put my daughter in ballet and I go next door to Starbucks and I just work in my laptop on listings leads for 2 hours. And that's how I've grown 3x. That was, I think, in 2019 that we had that call with him. It's buried somewhere in the mastermind group. When we signed their office, it was 300 agents. He was a rookie. He had been a manager at Office Depot before. He finds our tools. He becomes so successful that the office has grown to 1,000 agents. He is the number one team, number one agent with 24 agents under him. He's written his own book. And there's a section on us there, right? Agents are saying they love it. But what I'm trying to convey to you is if you spend time to understand what you have here, you're going to find that your business can definitely grow with us. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. Um, Use our support team. They're really awesome. We always get a lot of compliments there. Get in our mastermind group and see what other agents are doing. And definitely get on our YouTube channel because we share a lot, right? We share a lot of what's going on there. So, Wayne, thanks for having me.
No, appreciate it. In just to kind of put in perspective, Dustin, obviously, sending like everyone, just make it relatable. So if you
Yeah.
want to print the neighborhood news or walk around and do, if you do 100, shoot to get, one listing or two or
Yeah.
work two leads, or, if you want to spend $50, spend $50. It's like, yeah, if you spend 1,000, you'll get more, but it's not for everyone. So, but you will get leads by using the platform. If you spend money, you're going to chance to get more leads or better, just more seller leads. But, there's so many tools that are free that, I mean, it's a little work. If you're going to print the, door hangers and walk, if you're going to do the neighborhood, nearby neighborhood newsletter, and mail it, things like that. But just realize, the tools here, it's free until you get to a boost in, or placing an ad or something. But love following you guys, and then love being part of the mastermind group and just kind of getting ideas from other folks and things like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just one last thing on the nearby homeowner letter. This lady here, Pat, is in Louisiana, and I think she's been a client of ours for 10 years, 12 years, 12 years, and maybe longer, maybe the length of the company. Um, but she does something because I've been training on this letter for years, right? For many, many years. And what's the problem here? Anyway, she always mails out 100 when she has a home just listed and 100 when she has a home just sold, right? But she does something that no other agent's ever done. She uses Microsoft Publisher to print on the back. And that little red stamp is done by Microsoft Publisher. Then she hand folds these things and hand writes these things. Now, why would this lady go through all that when Express Copy can do it automatically? On the first batch of 100, she got 4 owners calling that wanted her home sold. On this batch, which is sold batch, another 3 called her and 1 texted her. So that was 8 people that want to sell their home with her just by marketing 1 home with 200 pieces of mail. Now she hand wrote these things, right? There's more time there. I mean, her work there, it's 4 hours, right? She's saying right there, 4 hours of all that, right? But come on, the return there, that's ridiculous. Pat does this always. And so, there's just the mastermind group has really some great information. I really recommend scanning that thing 5 or 10 minutes a week, seeing what's new, seeing what other agents are doing, um, and just learning how to leverage the platform even more. Again, thanks everybody for joining me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Vince. Like I said, this recording will be up in the Agent Hub Learning Library, later today, tomorrow. So certainly can rewatch it, share it. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much, Vince. I appreciate it.
Take care, everybody.
All right, take
Talk to you
care.
soon. Bye bye.